Our wonderful buddy, Micah Beckwith. All right, we're going to be talking about Micah today on the Rinse. Want to welcome Drew. Drew is the new co-host. Welcome. Please
Hey,
introduce yourself and, welcome to the madness.
my name's Drew Weingarten. I'm running for Indiana State House in District 89. That is against Mitch Gore. I'm running as a libertarian. And
you're a golf aficionado, though, too. Like, that's where we met, was on the golf course.
Yes, yes, it was where we met. Although I do think we met at some event up at Gay Creek back in the or.
Yeah, it was it at the Republican headquarters, or like it was at not headquarters, but it was like a Fishers.
It was
like Hamilton County,
and it was Jerry Lopez and Tony Kennett speaking.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah, because I met Jerry. Yeah,
it sure was. Yeah. No, and then we've played golf since then, and I played today actually. Didn't shoot very well. I played at the course down here called South Grove.
Okay. Well, today's Sunday, so you were telling me earlier about golf etiquette on Sundays as compared to golf etiquette on like a Tuesday afternoon or a twilight kind of a thing. So, what was bugging you today with the play?
Oh, good grief. Yeah. Sometimes I tend to get a little bit animated when it comes to slow play. And today was the day where I got animated, and there was somebody that was playing rather slow. After we spoke, they played a little quicker. So everybody had fun, and it was a good day on the golf course.
That's good. The threat was well received. So that's good to hear.
What? The threat?
Yeah, the threat.
No, Brad. There was no threat involved, Brad. No.
Okay.
There was a kindly please pick up the pace.
See, and it's all about manners. Like, saying please and thank you. Like my dad always told me that before I left the house, like until even now, I think he would tell me that. But yeah, it gets you away with saying a lot of stuff sometimes if you're just polite. And that's actually how I got to talk to Micah. So we're gonna talk about the Micah's fun week, because you actually texted me about that.
Yeah. Let's
see. So, why don't you go ahead and give me your take on the thing? I'm gonna get the.
Okay. So, we're talking about his sort of back and forth with the Westfield High School indoor band, I believe. The
percussions, right?
Okay. It said something about an indoor band, and I wasn't sure what that meant. So, but it is what it is. Anyway, I saw that he commented on their attire going to a performance, and I mean, if I'm not mistaken, theatrical. It is a theatrical performance. They're it's a competition, so they're wearing it looks like dark eyeliner. Is it red?
It looked red and black a little bit. It looked more like, it didn't look demonic to me. It looked like some sort of Hunger, like they did like that in the Hunger Games. Or David Bowie uses a lot of people use makeup with theatrics. So,
yeah, I mean, I can totally see Micah's point on it, and
no, wait, what?
I can totally see why this causes Micah to comment.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it does not surprise me that he commented on it. But personally, man, dude, that's an unforced error. He didn't have to comment on it. He may have. I mean, that's his right. That's his right, and I respect his right to comment on it. I just think that there's enough things that he's being criticized for right now. This is kind of like just giving people something to go after him for. I mean, it's yeah,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, it's like, well, he who built his house on sand can't throw rocks at other people's glass houses or something like that,
yeah,
right? Like,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah. Well, and what I don't understand is how he's tying it to vouchers. That somehow, if you use vouchers, it'll get you into different schools or charter schools that you feel. But it's
It will. They will.
well, but what if they don't have a? I mean, and that's another thing that I was struggling with too. Was who actually went to Micah with the like? Were they kids in the band that didn't want to perform that, or
it's my understanding that there was somebody within the school that that felt it was inappropriate. Which that from listening to what has been said, that's my understanding. Excuse me.
well, and that's what what made me so the most mad though was that first video. Was 1951 Jim in the comments. Micah needed to encourage the musicianship of the kids, not judge them. And
Exactly. Yeah.
like that's what bugged me the most was his response to it. Was that like, music can. Oh yeah, Wart in the house. So
Wart. No. Wart.
But music can combine everybody together. Yeah. It doesn't have to. He could have gone into schools and been like, "Hey, I'm the cool lieutenant governor who can play piano. Let's." And he could have joined some jazz bands and just had fun with that. Yeah. But instead he goes and he tries to. And I know he's saying he wasn't demonizing the students or the band members. He was.
It kind of came across that way to me.
They're the ones in the picture.
Yeah, I'm calling it like I see it. Now, I hear a bunch of these Carmel liberal wine moms that are saying, you published the children's images. And it's like, well, he shared the Westfield band posted the picture on the internet, and Micah shared it. So the wine moms have nothing to complain about here. Not at all.
No, but I mean, I feel like it's, if a high school had posted like their basketball team or something like that, and what if Micah just trashed them, saying, "Oh my God, they suck," or like they're I don't know. I don't see why he would go after a band. And also, I think I brought it up to you earlier. Like if these kids were in like white robes with little halos above their head, playing the caroling bells.
Hey, let me see if I can do something about my volume. Let's see.
Let me see.
Can you? We're hearing some. Okay.
Yeah, try that. Is that
Thomas? Is that any better? Is that working?
I tried to.
Now, how about these? Can you hear these? How does that sound?
That sounds good to me.
Thomas, talk to me, bud. How does that sound?
All right.
Yes, much. Thank you. Okay. Well, I mean, since this is the first run through. So, I mean, I was using the microphone. I was using the microphone on the computer, and I switched it over to the microphone on my earbuds, which are definitely the way to go. I mean, I really don't think that Micah. I don't think that it was a great idea for him to make that comment. I mean, it's his right, and I understand exactly where he's coming from. And we can talk about vouchers, the school choice vouchers, all day long and twice on Tuesday. If if you want to, because I sent both of my kids to parochial school using the school choice vouchers.
Yeah, but not because of an attack on Christian
No,
conservatives.
no,
The
it wasn't because of that. But I mean, we can have the discussion of the perceived agenda in public schools. That's a whole nother show. We can go round and round about it. But I
Well,
mean,
that's right in Micah's wheelhouse as a lieutenant
yes,
governor, isn't it? I don't
encourage. I
actually
mean,
think it is. No, but this was my huge fear when Micah was elected, or when Micah started running for office, was that he was going to try to get into the schools, try to try to make waves just by using his sway, and it's not even necessarily like, this doesn't have anything to do with education, really. This doesn't have anything to do with test scores or graduation rates. This is, and he's attacking an extracurricular activity.
Yeah. I mean, again, it was an unforced error, man. He didn't have to do it. He probably, I mean, I believe he probably knew that there would be some blowback from his comment. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Nice
Kelly,
to
all
see
right,
you.
yeah.
I mean, Micah, I'm sure that Micah felt that there was going to be some blowback, and but he did it anyway, and that's his right. And that's one thing that I really, really respect about Micah, is he speaks his mind. But here's the catch. And I mean, he lives by his faith. But the problem is that's not the faith that everybody lives by. And he needs to realize that a lot of times his opinion as lieutenant governor, I don't know. He's allowed to speak his mind, and I'm just giving my opinion on it. I mean, I think
that's totally right on, because he actually, I'm gonna play this little clip from Mouthwash 2 years ago when he was running for lieutenant governor, and he was explaining to me why he does things the way that he does them. I called it Micah explaining. So let's see.
Micah explaining. Okay.
Yes. And I don't know, this is actually too soft, isn't it?
Is he driving? Is he driving when he's doing it?
He is.
I'm scared that would be such a factor, because it is such a factor in their life.
I mean, I can't hear a volume on him.
Okay, that's the fear. Okay.
I don't think
other
he's.
people.
Fear is mentioned a lot of times in the Bible.
I mean, his lips are moving, but I can't hear what he's saying.
Okay.
Did anybody
I gotta
get
re-record that.
Did anybody
No.
get that? Did anybody get that?
Actually, yeah, let's cancel this video, because our guest tonight, David Shelton, is backstage. So before I bring him on, though, I do want to move over to this little poll here. StreamYard actually has a poll now that we can do, I guess. And so it is, what office will Micah Beckwith run for in 2028? If you think governor, press 1 or type in 1, lieutenant governor, type in 2. If you think he's going to run for the U.S. Senate, type in 3. If it's the U.S. House, type in number 4. Oh man, we already got 1. Oh, that is awesome. Okay, this is the first time we used a poll, so I wanted to see if it was gonna auto-populate the percentages, and it does.
I'll be right back, sir.
Oh yeah, you're good. Okay. All right, so far 1. Let's see. All right, let's bring up David Shelton. Nope. There we go.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Let me see how to make it go the other way.
Let me orient my phone.
Oh, actually, yeah, that works pretty well.
All right.
Okay. Drew's getting his ears in. David, thank you for joining us.
No
Secretary of State, campaigns, heating up, primaries in what, like 9 days?
Yes.
Wow. All right. I guessed right on that. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. We're all big fans of yours, but just for anybody who's listening, kind of what your platform is and why you want to run.
All right. Well, my name's David Shelton. I'm currently the Knox County Clerk. I'm also the Knox County Republican Chairman. I've been clerk for a little over 7 years now. In that time, I've been named Indiana Clerk of the Year 3 different times. I've also been court appointed to 3 different recount commissions around the state. Been nationally recognized twice by the EAC for innovations in our elections. Those innovations are in use in well over 40 counties here in Indiana and 60 counties in Georgia. I earned a certificate in election administration technology and security from Ball State University. Kind of an election nerd. I helped over 40% of the counties in the state address local redistricting back in 21 and 22, and then again last year when they had a grace period for communities that failed to redistrict when they should have. With over a dozen counties redrawing their boundaries based solely on my recommendations. You can throw in another half dozen or so municipalities that I helped redraw their council districts. In addition to all that stuff, I've also been a licensed private investigator for nearly 30 years now. Been a fraud investigator, and that background allowed me to find a case of voter fraud in my own county back in the 2020 election. We were able to document everything, pursue it, and actually get a felony conviction for vote fraud, the only case in the state of Indiana from the 2020 election.
See, this is why I love you, Shelton. There was only one case of voter fraud in Indiana, in your county in 2020.
Well, actually, I discovered another case of voter fraud from the 2020 election last year, a little over a year ago. I tried to pursue it again, but unfortunately, I didn't have all the evidence. There was a retention period of only 22 months for election-related materials. And something had been pitched a few years ago that I really needed. It was the old paper poll book. Last year we had the paper poll books, and I needed that to be able to prove my case. I had a person vote twice in that election, once using a maiden name, voting again with a married name. So because I was missing that one key piece of evidence, we couldn't go after another prosecution. So what I did was I instead went to the legislator this year, and pursued changing state law to extend that retention period. I tried to go for a full 5 years to match statute of limitations, which kind of seemed like a no-brainer. But I ran into a little bit of a problem in the House Election Committee where we had a couple Democrat clerks oppose the idea of retaining that information for a longer period, claiming they didn't have the money or the space. We did get the retention period extended another 12 months, so I'll take it as a win, and I'll go back next year and fight for a full extension to 5 years.
All right. Drew, do you have any? You guys have met before, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Drew.
Wait. Let's see. Oh, Drew, are you? Oh, hang on. You're muted. Oh. Drew, you're muted.
You hear me now? Yes?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. I have one question, and I think there's a lot of Hoosiers that feel the same way. Who do you think paid for India?
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
Only the shadow knows.
The Republican Party has buried this. They buried it. Nobody said anything about it. Everybody's asking. I mean, I have my ideas on who paid for it that I'm not going to say. But, I mean, do you think that's something that the taxpayers of the state of Indiana should know? Why our Secretary of State was in a foreign country during session, during a budget hearing? Do you think we deserve to know?
I agree that we should know, and I can guarantee you that I will remain in the state in Indianapolis during any session of our legislators. I need to be there to help testify for bills. Help support my clerk family with whatever they know.
Absolutely.
I feel like we know what works and what needs work in our elections, and it's up to us to convince the legislators.
Do you think we deserve to know?
No, I believe we do need to know, but I don't know how we're going to compel that from him. He's done a good job at dancing around and not answering questions. And, he is an elected official. He's a constitutional office holder. He has nobody above him other than the voters and the taxpayers. We have taxpayers monitoring our every action, but, only every 4 years do we have to actually answer to the voters.
Hey, I have another. There was another question that just came up for Dave. I guess I'll read it. Dave, do you have an item or program that you sell for vote counting?
For vote counting?
That's what the question says. Yes, sir.
No. What I have is a stabilizer bracket for encoders in use on e-poll books.
I've seen that. The bracket. Yeah.
Let me grab one real quick. I got one right over here. I'll be right back.
Sweet. I love Shelton.
Drew,
what do you think about paper? What do you think about paper ballots versus ballot machines?
What do I think about them?
Yeah,
I'm in favor of paper ballots. I believe that. I'm old, I guess, but I believe in paper ballots.
I heard that they're less efficient or less. They're more prone to be fraudulent.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. Before we used computers at all, we used all paper ballots, and somehow they figured out a way to tell us who was president at about between 9 and 10 o'clock. Somewhere that got screwed up. So yeah, I think we need.
Drew, we're gonna have to do a whole episode on that then, because the fact that the polls close in California at a certain time, I'm never gonna get over the whole idea. And if the election isn't called night of, it's okay. 2000, that happened.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
It is. I'd rather get it right than just jump to conclusions.
There's no reason to jump to conclusions. They did it before all this computerized crap. So why can't they do it now?
I'm just saying, what's the rush of that? Because you have from November 5th to January until its inauguration. So you have time that is the time to figure everything out. Sorry, Dave.
I'm not mistaken, but are they allowed to start tabulating before before election day? Can they tabulate early votes?
I thought some states could.
We can scan, we can't tabulate. And that's for absentee mail-in paper ballots, because it gets a little cumbersome for some counties. So can we go back to the first question, and we can jump back into this paper ballot thing? Is that cool?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So this is what I designed. This is the first generation. It's 3D printed. It's plastic. It doesn't even require certification because it does not affect the operation. What it simply does, it just holds two pieces of technology together with a better connection and makes it stable. It's a stabilizer. So that's the first generation bracket there. I'm actually on my third generation. This is the second generation, slightly different style, different mounting points. And then the latest one is this right here with the latest iPad 10 on the No Ink e-poll books. These require a mini USB hub here. The encoder sits right here. And it just holds everything together.
That's badass.
There is no way that anyone can think that invention can have any effect on elections other than making it more efficient by not having connections disconnect.
Absolutely. It's all about connections, and it prevents errors. Prevents encoding errors and charging errors. But it's 3D printed. That's all it is, and there's nothing to it.
That's a really cool invention. We've got another question coming in.
All right.
Is it from
Taser? Do you want to read this one? It's from Tanya. Taser.
Oh yeah. How do you feel about election boards accepting documents that are not properly notarized?
Well, we're not supposed to. Well, let me back up here. We're supposed to accept all filings as long as they're on the current, most up-to-date forms. If they're deficient in any way, we bring it to the attention of the county election board, and then we hold a hearing and determine whether or not it's acceptable, if it needs work or not. But we're told over and over again as county clerks, we accept everything. We are not the election police. Kind of like to be sometimes, but we're not.
You would be
as
the
far
equivalent
as,
of an umpire.
We are, and as far as something not being notarized, we as county clerks were authorized by Indiana code to act as a notary to sign forms like that. If a candidate comes in, it's already signed, but they're wanting me to notarize that signature, I make them do it all over again. They'll have to fill out another form and sign it in my presence so I can see that.
Okay. Dave, what kind of plans do you have coming up for like a final push for the primary?
I mean, we're like 55 days away from the state convention, so I'm kind of far away from a final push. I've got.
Oh wait, yeah, this is actually in. Yeah, this is
June 20th. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, and
So
is that in Fort Wayne?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we're gonna go tailgate. I'm gonna go tailgate.
We've got Lincoln Days every day this week. It's been pretty hairy leading up to the primary. All the counties are trying to get their Lincoln Day dinners in so their local candidates can meet and greet with the voters and such. So it's been pretty hectic. It was nice not to have any events today. I replaced my rotors and pads on my truck today. I mowed.
Oh, nice.
Just did some stuff around the house. A few
Good
loads
stuff.
of laundry such.
See, and yeah, it just no planning trips to India, no.
I pay.
Staying in the state.
I pay.
And that solved everything, didn't it, Drew? Like,
Yes. No. You know what? That should be the end all be all. Diego said, "I pay." So that means it's over, right? Right? I mean.
Yeah. I mean, all's well that ends well on that, I guess. But Dave, can you help me out before I lose my mind about this poll? It's up on the screen here, and it says what office will Micah Beckwith run for in 2028? And everybody's voted governor. And I don't want that. But do you think, just off the top of your head, do you think Michael will run again in 2028, or do you think Governor Braun will run again in 2028? How do you see that working out?
Are you asking me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I have no idea.
And I mean, this can be the conspiracy. Yeah, this can be the conspiracy part of it all. But
no, I'm laser focused on my own campaign here. We saw a slight push this last legislative session where some legislators wanted to take away the lieutenant governor spot as being a state convention nomination and then give it to the governor as his pick, similar to what the president and the vice president have. It'll be interesting to watch the legislative session next year and see if that comes up again and if it gets any traction.
Oh yeah, definitely. So can you kind of run through the convention just for people who don't know? Because when I found out about how Republicans choose their candidates, it was surprising. And that's one of the ways that Micah, I think, won lieutenant governor was that he campaigned strictly to delegates versus
the Democrats have the same process as well for the same offices. They have a different number of delegates. Republicans, they have a little over 1,800 delegates statewide. Each county is assigned a certain number of delegates based upon the number of votes cast for the Indiana Secretary of State in the previous general election. You become a delegate by running for delegate. You appear on the primary ballot. Right now, there's roughly 600 delegates who are confirmed. They are running in districts or counties where they have no opposition or they run at large. Like Knox County, we have 12 delegate spots. We have 12 people running. So those 12 are confirmed. Other than that, the other, roughly 1,200 are in contested races. So I'm going to all these Republican functions trying to talk to these people. I have a list of all the candidates. If they wear name tags, great. If they don't have a name tag, I hope I find somebody in that county that can go around and introduce me to the delegate candidates. But the reality is when I go to these functions, these Lincoln Day dinners and other Republican functions, I'm fishing in the dark right now because I won't know officially who the delegates are until after the primary. And then that'll give me, 5.5 weeks. And even with the primary, you get a whole nother week because if you are successful in becoming a delegate, you must pay a $150 registration fee to the state party. And you only have a week to do that. And if that doesn't happen, then the county chair will be able to appoint somebody to take that person's place. So It's going to be a week, 10 days after the primary before I have a final official list of who the delegates are. And
Okay.
then when you get to the convention, depending on the number of candidates, whoever receives 50% of the vote plus one secures the nomination.
I have a question for him.
Sure.
Yeah, this is a little bit off topic, but something I've been talking about a lot recently is Citizens United. And for someone running for Secretary of State, I wanted to get your feelings on Citizens United.
Well, I know there's a bunch of different entities. You're going to have to give me a little more information about what they're wanting, what they're about, before I can comment on that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get back with you. I'll message you on that with more specifics on that question.
Well, I mean, what are they about? What are they promoting? What are they wanting?
Citizens United was a court ruling in, I think it was 2011, that basically opened the floodgates for the money in politics and dark money.
Okay.
I believe that.
It like allowed corporations like unlimited donations, basically, right? Like
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to do some research on that. As everybody's telling me, they're saying I don't have any money anyway, so I don't have to worry.
Yeah,
about
no,
that.
it's more of a national issue than it is a local issue. But honestly, with the amount of money that's been coming in for these campaigns, the amount of super PAC money and guess what you would call dark money,
Mhm.
it's just crazy. I mean, it makes like, for instance, me running as a libertarian for State House, I have no money. When I go and fill out my reports, I just filled one out a couple weeks ago, and then I'll have to fill out one. I did the post-convention report, and I mean, I have no money. There is absolutely no money that I'm putting into my campaign, other than trying to speak to as many people as I can and to reach as many people as I can, really, because no amount of money can door knock. No amount of money can go out and talk to people. But but thank you for your candidness on that, and I will send you a message on it.
Okay.
Because it's something I really think that we should be paying attention to, because you've got foreign countries that are spending a lot of money on our elections. I don't want to point fingers or anything, but I mean, there's a lot of foreign interests that are coming in through these super PACs that, I mean, it's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought Doge took care of all of that and eliminated all sorts of fraud, and Elon saved the day, I thought, but that's, yeah. No. No, David, I do want to say, yeah, thank you for joining us. I don't want to keep you that, because I have to take care of my TDS here in a little bit and start complaining about Trump.
Okay.
But
hey,
do you have
I have a question for David real quick. What sports team is on the wall behind you?
I don't think I have any sports teams. Those are
My
all
buddy Larry.
They're all
political buttons.
Those are political
campaign buttons.
Yeah,
dude, you really are an election nerd, aren't you?
All right, I'll give you a brief tour real quick here. So we'll start in this
awesome,
corner.
Man.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Hey, Larry, it doesn't look like there's a sports ball team in there.
I got a couple sports things right there. This is a original poster from when Joe Louis came to Knox County in 1946, right there. And then I have a couple of baseball advertisements from like a semi-pro team in the 1930s when they came to Vincennes.
That's really cool.
Just more.
Now, you went to Vincennes University, didn't you?
I went where?
Did you go to VU?
I went to Vincennes University, and also went to a small college in central Kansas called McPherson College. They offered a degree in antique auto restoration, and I went through the first year of that program to learn.
Did you live at home when you went to VU?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because I also went to VU, Vincennes. It was a wonderful 3 years of my life. Wonderful.
What years were you here?
But I lived in 91 through 93.
That's about the same time frame I was out here. Thank God they didn't have cell phone cameras back then, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I spent a little time at Barnes Variety.
I know what place it was. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Is it still there? I
No,
haven't been. I
no.
mean, I used to like by the George Rogers Clark Memorial. There's a
Hmm.
wall that we used
Yeah.
to walk
I love
down that wall, doing it was a good time. It was a real good
Yeah.
time. Real good time.
Yep.
We're gonna have to do like an on-site show, like, back to Drew's old stomping grounds, Vincennes edition.
Yeah. Now you guys started to ask about paper ballots earlier. Do you want to get into that, or?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, please.
Actually, yeah. Go ahead.
So I hear a lot of people talk about they want paper ballots. There's a desire for it. I don't at this time see a need, especially with the systems we have here in Indiana, with the different recounts that I've been involved in. The only discrepancies that we've discovered when it comes to these recounts involve the paper ballots themselves. I also want to point out back in February, the Department of Justice went down to Fulton County, Georgia, and seized, 700 boxes of evidence. What was that evidence? It was 700 boxes of paper ballots. They didn't seize any machines.
What are they going to do with them?
I have no idea. No idea. Now, I have had a little bit of experience with paper ballots and hand tabulation. Is in a process called a town convention. A town convention is when the smaller towns, they didn't appear on the primary ballot. So like you have a small town, a couple hundred people, more than 3 people running for the town board, you'd hold a town convention. And how that works is your county chairman would appoint a convention chairman from somebody who lives in that town. He would then appoint 2 tellers, people to count the ballots. You'd gather everybody together, vote. I helped another county chair with one in another county. 5 people running for 3 spots. We had 100 people show up to vote. They had simple paper ballots, 5 candidates' names, check a box by each name. Those 2 tellers counted the ballots 3 times each, counted them a total of 6 times. 100 ballots, that's it, just 100 ballots, 1 race, 5 candidates looking for the top 3. They never came up with the same number twice.
I mean, as long as they get within one of each other, right?
Well,
No, man, it's got to be perfect. No, yeah.
Be perfect.
Yeah, okay, no,
They
but that's
couldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm
Doesn't
kind of
that-
with him. I'm kind of with him on this. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it should depend on, like, for instance, I mean, is it possible to do both? I mean, I remember just doing the paper and then running it through the Scantron machine. Now, isn't that paper and computer?
Yeah, and we have paper backups on all systems in use in Indiana. Like I'm a microvote county, it's a DRE. You don't have a ballot marking device or an actual physical ballot that the voter fills out. It's electronic. You push buttons on the side of the screen. But with the addition of the VVPAT, a voter verifiable paper audit trail, we do have a paper backup for every vote that's cast on the machine. And our voting machines, they're just expensive calculators is all they are. I've seen them open. They're a box of air. They have 4 separate hard drives inside of them to memorialize the vote data. In case one goes down, there's redundancy where you can extract the data if need be.
But you never open it up and seen like brand new parts in there that shouldn't be there.
Well,
Or
the only
whatever
reason
the hell
I've
Trump tried to
seen
convince Fulton County of.
the only reason I've seen one open is we got new voting machines in 2024, and I think it was in the 2022 election. I had one machine that gave me a fatal error message where it just crashed, and I had to have the vendors come down and open it up. I'm not authorized to crack these things open. I would decertify the entire thing. So we had Microvote come down, crack open the machine, extract the voter data, and that's how I had an opportunity to see the inside of it. But I'm not allowed to touch them or take them apart.
Can't you just Control-Alt-Delete?
No, there's no way to do that. I mean, this is
Just a thought. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
This is one of them right here that had a fatal error on me, or this model. This is an older one here. It's been decommissioned. I've got a small collection of obsolete voting equipment here in my office.
You collect that stuff?
God,
hard
Shelton,
to
That's
find.
awesome, dude. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Can you
That's
just open up a
awesome.
museum of like that whole office is basically a museum of voting.
It
Right.
looks like a dorm room for an election nerd is what it looks like in here.
It looks like it's straight out of Clark Hall in Vincennes. No,
I just love that like we're both geeking out about it too. Like we're both pretty jacked up.
Really
like,
cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
I lived in Clark Hall.
Yep.
Harrison Hall.
Uh-huh.
Morris Hall.
Yep.
And Vigo Hall.
Yeah, a couple of those aren't around anymore. They've really changed the campus.
Let me guess. Harrison Hall's gone.
Yep.
And then Clark Hall is gone.
Yeah, I don't know which one's gone and which one's still there. I know Harrison.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Harrison is gone, but they've taken out all the roads that ran through campus. It's now a walking campus, and you got to park 8 miles away. All the local businesses that were close by got bought out and shut down. So Vincennes University really doesn't have a whole lot of interaction with the community itself.
Well, so were you there when was it Dr. Summers?
I grew up living next door to him. So yeah, I knew
Okay,
Dr.
so
Summers.
do you remember his red Corvette?
Oh yeah, 62 Corvette convertible.
Yeah, that was
with
bad.
a white cove. Yeah, red one, white cove.
Yeah, I remember. Well, because when I was in Clark Hall, it's right next to the administrative office. Mm-hmm. So Dr. Summers used to pull up just to park that Corvette. Sunny days, he'd leave the top down all day. Nobody even thought about messing with it, and there was no cameras.
No.
We've come a long way. We've got cameras all over the place now.
Yes, we do. I got a camera.
And I
on
feel
me
like
right
more, but I feel like more cars are vandalized, though, even though we have more cameras.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes no sense. David, what? Where can people find you though? Like, what kind of? Do you have like a website or a Facebook page that?
Well, SheltonForIndiana.com, Shelton for Indiana on Facebook, and then Shelton FORIN on Twitter X is where I'm at right now.
Can we put a link in the chat? Somehow.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to say that one more time though. Then.
Yeah.
So Shelton FORIndiana.com is the website. Shelton for Indiana on Facebook, and then Shelton FORIN on X.
Okay, sweet.
We're actually getting another question coming through here.
Okay.
It might be a little technical for me, but I'll read it anyway. Who controls the encryption keys on the Smartmatic systems? I'm sure you know what that means, right?
Well, yeah, Smartmatic is a system that's not in use in Indiana, so I have no clue whatsoever on those. I think Smartmatic was somehow tied to Dominion, which were used in Georgia. Again, I don't know anything about that. I've got to know a lot of election administrators in Georgia, and I find it really hard to believe that they have this vast of a conspiracy where all 159 election directors in Georgia would be in cahoots together. It was never publicized, but they had physical hand recounts in many counties in Georgia that confirmed their election night reporting. Now, I've seen videos of Fulton County and other counties like that. I don't know what happened there, but I can attest to what happens in Indiana elections. We have a very good system. Our safeguards that we have in place here should be a shining example for the entire nation.
That's wonderful. All right. Well, Dave, we'll let you go. We're gonna get back into Micah and Trump's night last night.
Right.
But yeah, I really appreciate the time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Can I actually let me say one more thing, David? I've watched you go to events since you first announced until now, and I'm sure other people have told you, man. But you've really gotten a lot better, and you seem so much more comfortable out there. I think I speak for a lot of people, man.
It's been difficult for me.
It's repetition, but you're doing a lot better. Seriously, I not that you were doing bad before, because honestly, as Secretary of State, I want somebody like you. I want want
drama.
Somebody who exactly, yeah, But yeah, you've done a really good job, and you've I guess you can say you've evolved as a candidate. Would that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. I mean, my background's a private investigator. I'm used to hiding in plain sight. I go into an event with hundreds of people there, and I want to put my back up against the wall and just survey the room and pick out the troublemakers or pick out the delegates, whatever the case may be. And it has been difficult for me to get out there and just go right up to people because I'm the kind of guy, I don't want to bother people. You know, if you want to come up and talk to me, I'll talk your ear off. But I'm getting over that, you know. Trying to get out there and meet the delegates, talk to them,
You're doing
see what
great.
they're concerned with. So,
You're doing great. You're doing great.
well, thank you.
Oh yeah, keep it up. Best of luck, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Sweet. All right. So Drew, that was fun.
Yes, sir.
I love Shelton, man. And
Dude, seriously. I mean, we've watched him for a couple months now. When he started going to these events, he wasn't as outspoken, and he's gotten so much more comfortable. I mean, really, 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 really a lot more comfortable. I think
no, it's
doing
good.
well.
I feel like he's really trusting his knowledge of, of elections, and that's, I think, what voters are going to want. I'm a Democrat, and that's what I want.
Actually, Brad, we do need to talk about that.
Which part?
We'll talk offline about whether or not you really are a Democrat, and we'll see. We'll talk about that offline.
Okay, because I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of transit. I'm still suffering from Trump derangement syndrome, so
Whitmer knows what I'm talking about.
I'm not going to that side. That's for damn sure.
Okay, what do we got here?
What it is right here is Micah's interview with WOWO in Fort Wayne. So this was after he played his little piano.
Oh yeah.
Thing, and it was after he was on Hammer and Nigel earlier this week. And the whole thing still bugs me.
I heard it.
Well, he went on the show, and I really think like he really just kind of pissed away any goodwill or empathy or sympathy that people had for him because of the Indy Star article. And I really think yeah, but I mean, he could have, again, he could do so much better and just bridge so many gaps that when he chooses, the path that he takes to kind of separate conservative Christians from others, or separate band members from others, he could bring people together. That's what bothered me about the library. Is he could have had his congregation go to book clubs or join library programs. He could have combined those two things together, but he doesn't take those opportunities. And so this is what he was saying. This was his explanation for why he actually had an issue with it. It says, if you don't know who Carmen is, it's a fantasy novel. So the band was playing something from Carmen. It's from like the 1870s, I think, right? But he said, if you don't know Carmen, it's a fantasy novel. It's a character, and this is a woman. She's a seductive witch. Her job in this opera that they are actually playing music from is to seduce a husband and a father out of his marriage into an affair. Beckwith argued that local tax dollars should not fund the performance. Well, I guess the one thing, too, then, is if they want the 10 Commandments in school, how is thou shalt not commit adultery explained, in a school setting, if this wouldn't even be allowed? Like, I don't understand how this is one.
If you want to explain thou shalt not commit adultery, there you have it. Thou shalt not commit adultery. It's pretty clear. That's pretty clear.
But what's adultery? Honestly,
I can see where he's coming from on this point of view. But again, it's a self-inflicted wound because, not everybody shares the exact same faith and feelings about things as he does. And
but a band can't play. Can a band play like Ozzy or,
They can play. They can play whatever they want, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, Michael likes music too. Like, we've had conversations about it, different bands and things like that.
Yes.
And so this is the thing that bothers me too. And I know he would say, oh, well, this is with taxpayer dollars. It's different. But I can't see that, especially with music. Music is so outside of. It just seems like he's wanting to censor this.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was, he didn't need to do it. I understand why he did it. And I mean, I do. I understand exactly why he did it. But again, it was unnecessary and he really shouldn't. I mean, it wasn't, it didn't really help the situation any more than it had he not said it. So,
Well,
I mean, that's just my opinion on it. I mean, it's.
Do you think it helped the voucher movement?
Possibly. Honestly, possibly. Because anytime you can mention the voucher movement, which I strongly support, is a good thing. But again, I don't really think that he didn't need to say it, but I understand why. If that makes any sense whatsoever.
I mean,
he's not going to gain any support by saying that, and the people that already support him are going to look and see what he said and be like, yeah, I agree with it. So it really didn't do any good to say it. So politically speaking, it wasn't necessarily the best thing to do. Now, Micah does think outside the box, and I know where he was coming from because he truly believes what he says when he talks about stuff like that.
It is, and he's said that before totally, that, even if it's unpopular, if he believes something, he's going to say it.
Yes.
And yeah, I think this is one of those cases. Okay, let's I just want to go back to the poll really fast to see if anybody else voted for. Nope. It's the votes are for governor, but what about you, Drew? What
do I think?
What do you think Mike is going to run for next? Or what do you think is going to happen in 28?
What do I think is going to happen in 28?
Yeah.
I think that there's potential that that they'll try to bring somebody else and challenge him at convention, but I don't know. I think that as far as what Mike is concerned is that he's another Bud Light there, Brad. I think Mike is planning on running for lieutenant governor in 2028. I don't think that I don't think he's going to step out and primary Mike Braun. I mean, Braun's probably got a ton of cash. So I think that what Mike is going to do is he's going to run for lieutenant governor. That's my opinion.
Well, but do you think Braun's going to run again?
Yes, I think he's going to run again. Do I think he's going to win? It depends on who's running on the Democrat and the Libertarian side. Not that the Libertarian side is going to make a big impact, but if there's a strong right-leaning Libertarian, that's not going to do anything to help the Republican Party. Which I think this time when Rob Kendall endorsed Braun, a lot of the Libertarians, Brad, what's going on there?
That's my cat.
When Rob endorsed Braun, a lot of the Libertarians jumped ship and voted for Braun. I mean, I don't think that those people are going to do the same this time around. So I think it's going to be a lot different race, and I think it'll be a lot closer.
Oh, totally. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know what Braun's going to do next election. But yeah, I'm not sure what's in store for Indiana then. All right, let's talk about Trump's last week then, and see how that went. Did you watch Witty's show last night?
A little bit. A little bit. I was with a friend last night, so I was in and out.
Okay.
So I didn't. Did you clip some of it? There he is. Look at that hat.
Yeah, but I think
somewhere on site at the hotel. What do you think about that?
Farley, get down.
I asked.
Dude, move the cat, Brad. Get a water pistol.
He's moved.
Get a water.
I just blow smoke in his face.
Studied assassinations.
No, this was Trump talking about how he studied assassinations, and I clipped it because Woody laughed at the same parts that I did with the fact that Trump came out and
Does
said,
that mean you guys are best friends now?
"Oh God, no." I do have clips of Woody agreeing with me a lot, though, so that's always nice. But
We should play those for him. He'll love it. Love it.
Oh yeah, let's see here.
Well, I want to know, dude, did anyone check out Kash Patel when Trump was speaking? Oh my God. That dude's eyes are as big as dinner plates, man.
Oh yeah. Wait. Well, and like, look right there. I thought he was pre-gaming the whole time.
Well,
you know?
before Blanchard or Todd Blanchard spoke, Patel was on the other side. So if you go back, clip, Patel was on the other side, and he looked like he was tweaking out, dude. Tweaking out.
Well, he probably didn't think he had to work that night. You know, like probably thought he had a night off.
He might not have gotten the memo.
Yeah. No, but okay, let's talk about just the correspondents' dinner last night. What do you think? Were you at all surprised at how quickly everything happened or was known?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, okay, do you remember we had a shooting in Las Vegas several years back, and we still don't know shit about that guy? But
yeah,
apparently we know all about this guy. There's pictures of him. We know what classes he taught. And this was 15, 20 minutes after the damn thing happened. I mean, if you don't think that's sus, then I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm not saying that anything nefarious happened, but it's just a little bit odd that we had all that information within 15, 20 minutes of the shooting.
I completely.
I mean,
the
video. Did you see the video of the guy running by?
Yeah, and they had security footage.
Why? I mean, I don't know.
They had security footage, and it was posted by President Trump too. It reminded me of when he was the one who announced that Charlie Kirk had died. He was the one who made that announcement on Truth Social. Like, it didn't come from a doctor's office or a hospital. It came from Donald Trump. And this is the same kind of thing where I'm like, how do you get this first and are the one to post it? That makes no sense to me.
No. Hey, we've got a comment here. It's from Tommy Ice. John, can you put that up?
Oh, I got it here.
Yeah.
From burning Teslas to the killing of Kirk, the SPLC getting busted, creating hate through their proxies. When will the left stop its violent rhetoric?
I thought that would be a nice segue into our next segment.
Oh, with the SPLC part.
Yes, sir.
Okay. With the SPLC, let me get that. Because who was that? Yeah, Todd Blanche and Kash Patel had their little meet and greet indictment last week to talk about the SPLC being indicted. Let me see if I can get the filing it up. Okay. Wait.
Yeah, that's the indictment.
Yeah, no, and this is what I wanted to talk about, though, was what the SPLC basically did, and whether people think it's wrong or not, I guess, because
I don't. Whoa! How can you not think that's wrong? How can you not think what they've done is wrong? There's no way. There is no way, because basically what they were doing were it would basically be the equivalent of a firefighter that started fires just so they could run to the fire and put it out. That's what the SPLC did. There's no way to say
it sounds like a group of firefighters joined a group, or like one of the firefighters joined a group of arsonists to infiltrate their group and figure out what they do, figure out what their next steps are, figure out what other high-level people are actually involved in it. There's a lot of reasons to infiltrate those groups, and their whole argument, though, in the indictment is that they defrauded the people who donated to the SPLC. It's not that.
Well, that would have to be, in my opinion, that would have to be something brought up by the people that actually donated money. So, because if you're going to be a person that donates money to an organization like the SPLC, then you get what you get. So if they're gonna talk about filing a lawsuit against them for defrauding donors, then that's a different story. I'm talking about defrauding taxpayers. And these people are basically firefighters that went to start fires, put the fires out, and then said, look, this is what we're doing. Give us more money. That's just my opinion.
Well, but they're not getting money from the taxpayers, though. They get money
yes,
from...
They are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
From who? Like, how are our taxes going to this?
The Southern Poverty Law Center gets grants. They get grants. They're funded by by taxpayer money.
Have you... I want to ask this question, too, because I don't know if anybody's actually seen this movie, Black Klansman.
No, but I do. Dave Chappelle has a great skit.
No! It's not. It's the Black Klansman is a story, a true story about a cop in Colorado, a black cop who signed up to become a member of the KKK, and then they actually had another white officer pose as him when he went to meetings. When I read the indictment, the whole reason that they started these little different accounts is so that the people that are the field inspectors or the field investigators, so that they would, when they got payments, it wasn't saying paid for by SPLC. I would assume that if you're trying to infiltrate the Aryan Nation or the KKK and they're like, you need to give us all of your bank records or whatever, and they see SPLC on it, like, they're going to kill you. Wouldn't they? So I feel like that makes sense as to why they would cover it. Where's the other one? Okay, so then this other one, it says the field nation unknown was the imperial wizard of the United Clan America. Wait. This one. They were married to an exalted Cyclops of the Ku Klux Klan, P unknown, and their spouse were involved in litigation whereby the Ku Klux Klan applied to take part in the Adopt a Highway program. This is actually what I think led to it, is because it's a highway and it's like, then you get into tax issues. I don't know that anybody who donated money to the SPLC would be upset that the money was used on informants to try to break apart different hate groups. That's just my opinion, I guess.
I mean, I could repeat the same exact thing I said before, but I mean, I just can't. I mean, I see, I'll bring it back to a Jim Carrey skit where he's playing Fireman Bob or whatever.
Oh yeah, Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah, Fire Marshal Bill. I see those tools in the SPLC running out there, starting fires, and then, pointing out the attention to the fires, and then wanting more taxpayer money to fight the fires.
But
now, I can see your point. And I mean, I think this might be one of those things that we have to disagree on, because I can understand your point and I can understand exactly where you're coming from, but I just don't see it that way. I see them as basically stealing from the taxpayers.
Well, and I'll have to look more into it, but again, I think it's the FBI is looking at them and saying they're defrauding their donors.
That's not, I mean, if you're
and they're not actually attacking people. Like this indictment isn't actually against anybody for like recovery of, or like, blaming any one person. This is just going against the entire organization. So again, I don't know what would come out of it either. And I don't know why the FBI is spending time on this when there are other issues that the American people have still been demanding.
Yeah, like the Epstein files.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Well, and so that's what I mean.
I thought you heard the Epstein files were a hoax, Brad. They're a hoax, right?
Apparently. Well, and that's what I wanted to ask too. I've been in the Hammer and Nigel comments on that group, on the group chat.
Do you mean the WIBC YouTube chat?
Yeah, I don't see you in there.
Let's talk about that. No, you don't see me on that because they banned me. They banned me. Oh my God.
Well,
okay, Tony Katz, it has very thin skin, and there are certain things there are certain countries that you cannot criticize on WIBC because you will be banned.
Well, I mean, he already came out and said that, a crazy leftist is responsible for the violence last night, and that I'm part of that group. And
you are, Brad.
And again, apparently, that's my Trump derangement syndrome knows no bounds.
Dude, Brad, I think you're a libertarian, man. I really think we need to talk about that.
I still think I have Trump derangement syndrome. You don't go with all of the nutty shit that the Democrat Party goes with. No.
I think that you should take a serious look at the Libertarian Party.
But I do think that a lot of, I've disagreed, I think, with a lot of libertarians, though, about ICE and LGBT communities, I think. That's probably where...
When it involves government, you mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't think the government should have anything to do with those things. The government should worry about our damn roads and our border. That's about it.
And that's it too. The whole idea that, I hate the idea that we, people on the left, want Trump to fail, or we want, Trump to lose in Iran. And that would mean that
shit all the time.
That means that our soldiers die. Like, I don't want anybody to die. I want us to come back home. I don't know why we're there. Like, that is more important to me than, Trump trying to explain about, why we have to be there, or, he doesn't even know who they're talking to anymore. But no, actually, I'm going to have to wrap up right now.
Yeah. We are looking at 8:39, sir. We've been on for about 70 minutes.
All right, sweet. What do we want to talk about next Sunday?
I don't know, but I just wanted to make a statement. Thank you, everybody in the chat. My first time doing one of these things. I'm gonna get better. I promise. Sure,
you were great, man. This was like the best
dude. Well, no,
so
seriously.
far, dude.
I really, really enjoyed myself, and I want to be able to create, dude, at least make somebody laugh. That's it. If I make somebody laugh, that'll be my entire day, and that's it. So if I made you guys laugh, give us a. Are we allowed to do the thumbs up? Tell everyone to give us a thumbs up on the.
Oh yeah,
on the chat.
Yeah, on the chat, yeah, and the YouTubes.
I don't know. I'm still getting used to this StreamYard program.
Oh, me too. It's I'll get it by the time that I die, I think. So.
Right on, man.
But yeah, well, actually, I think next week I want to talk about the Powell memo and Citizens United, if you want.
Okay.
So,
yes. Let's do it. And then also there's something else that I want to get in is I want to talk about ballot initiatives.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because I mean that could be a whole show actually. That could be the whole show. But thank you everybody for hanging in there with us. I appreciate it.
Watch on Tuesday we'll have witty reviews on at 8, and then mouthwash on at 9. I think we have like 4 primary candidates on the show, so Tune in Tuesday at 8 and then Tuesday at 9. Yeah.
Right on, man.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, thank you, Chateau de Mars Hill and
Yes.
Mouthwash.